Parenting tip number 81 has to do with a card I pulled. I don't know if you can see this, it's backwards, but it's called Puzzled, and it comes from this book of exploration. There's 33 cards that are good for journaling. But I found that the card representing being puzzled is also a great opportunity to deal with confusion, right? How do we deal and teach children to be okay with confusion? Many times we get frustrated when we don't understand, right? We get really exasperated when we just don't know the answer to something. So I wanted to read you something from the puzzled section in this book. And it says there are moments in our lives when absolutely nothing makes sense, right? All of a sudden, we're forced to not understand, and we just stare into space and wonder, what can we do? Well, learn to appreciate these upside down moments, right? These phases when your kids will be totally puzzled, like during this pandemic. We have no idea when kids will go back to school. We have no idea if we'll ever be able to stop wearing masks. And the confusion, being puzzled, can often be frustrating, right? By allowing our uncertainty and by assuring ourselves that we are not being insane, we're not absurd, we can begin to explore our confusion and take the steps necessary to emerge from the fog. Picture yourself in the fog, not knowing what direction to go. And even though things might bewilder us, puzzles exist to be solved, and we at least must try to solve them. What do you need to look at in this topsy turvy day? So ask your children when they're confused, right? Number one, can we learn to just be patient? Sometimes it's really hard because we want to know the answers right now. I was tutoring a 4-year-old, and he said, Miss Karen, my itchy bite is driving me crazy. Why is my arm so itchy? And I took a deep breath and I said, sometimes we just don't know. And he's like, we don't know? I said, no, we don't know. You know what? It's okay not to know. So explain to your children who are exasperated, sometimes it's okay not to know the answer, right? Also, be patient and remind ourselves that being confused, being puzzled is inevitable. Just like sometimes we'll fail, sometimes we won't know the answer to some puzzling mystery question that we really want to figure out. And our minds go crazy. Like, you ever wanted to find out the title of a movie or the title of a song and it just drives you crazy? That used to drive me so crazy that before the internet, I would call Blockbusters and ask them, do you know that movie starring, so and so? Do you know the name of that movie? And they'd be like, yeah, the movie is. And I would just feel so much better just knowing, right? But we need to practice not knowing, to be okay not to know. Otherwise, we will go crazy if we don't know the answers. And this is the perfect opportunity during this pandemic to accept the unknown. Do we know who's going to be president after the election? We don't know. And people are going crazy trying to just, do we guess? Do we like go crazy and suffer sleepless nights until the election is over? Or do we just accept the unknown? That's the hard part, right? Accepting the unknown. The unpredictability of life can be just exasperating. So, my parenting tip 81 is to teach your children to practice patience and to practice accepting the unknown. Otherwise, when they're adults, they are going to go insane feeling like they need to know the answers to everything. Because face it, that's truly impossible, right? Thanks for watching.